Hey guys, I thought I would do another video. I've been thinking about this one for a while. You can tell from the title it's going to be about CB radios because there's something that's been around the trucking industry for years, but it's kind of fading out. All the new people coming in don't really know what they are or how to use them. So I thought I would explain it a little bit, maybe get some people comfortable, explain the importance of having one, because I have one in my truck. I have it on all the time, except for when I'm sleeping. I turn it down because I don't want to be woken up. But when I'm driving, I'll have it on. I'll turn it on a little bit before I leave, because you'll get a lot of traffic reports if there's any backups. They'll tell you ahead of time so you can be prepared. The road conditions, if the roads are icy. And it's good to know what lane to be in. If a lane is blocked, if there's an accident or construction, you can find out what's going on. And if you don't hear anybody telling you, a lot of times you can ask and they will tell you. Even I've had people ask for parking updates. You know, when I'm pulling into a rest area, I'll say, is there any open spots up there? You leaving a Love's? They'll say, in the middle of the night, I've heard a guy holler, hey, there's going to be an open spot. Come and get it. So it can really come in handy. And if you're bored, we've had people chat with us and for a while as we're going together down the road. Just make conversation. And so I'm going to flip this around and I'll show you my radio, explain it a little bit. Since I've been driving, all three of my trucks that I've had since I've been driving, there's a spot up here made for the CB. I'm going to pull it out of there. That's what mine looks like. It's a Bear Road King. We bought it because it came with a headset. I never really used the headset with it. It doesn't really matter. I don't think it matters what kind you get. You can get them from a truck stop or order them online. They all work pretty much the same. But all the trucks come with cords up here. If you look in this cubby, you'll see the cords. The round one is a built-in antenna. All the trucks that I've had, all the newer trucks, come with a built-in antenna. And then that red and black cord, you have to wire it in. Actually, you'll have to buy it from a truck stop. So the back of the radios are pretty simple. They just have the round plug for the antenna, and then the power cord is the square. And then here's the cords that come out. And you can't see it real good. This is the one you'll have to buy from the truck stop. And that's basic wiring. Wire it together. I know I didn't do a very good job. I need to fix it, but anybody with some basic mechanic skills can wire it up. This part came with the truck, with the one with the tag. And then this is the antenna. It screws on. So, and just for reference, I found out both the trucks I've had have been the same. The red wire goes to the white and the black goes to the black. I bought this. It hooks to your microphone and it hooks up so it can hang out of the way. The volume button turns it off and on, and behind that volume button it turns. People complain they don't like hearing that noise all the time. It's called the squelch. If you turn that up, you will get rid of that noise. But you won't be able to hear as far away. My radio does reach about 4 to 5 miles, which I don't think is too bad. I found that out because we have one in the house. So I've talked to my husband to see how far away we can talk. I am missing a knob here, but it still works. You can change the channel. Most of the time, the road trucking, you stay on channel 19. And mine is set for the weather because I like to hear the weather updates if there's severe weather happening. I'll get a test every Wednesday, and this will change it from CB to weather. There's the weather. And then I hit it again, it'll go back to the CB. Mic gain, the loudness of your mic. Talk back, so you can hear yourself talking. This one you can hook it up to Bluetooth. I don't use any of them. This one changes your lights. I also did have, there is a spot on here where I can change the color. I just left it red. SWR means that you can check how far you're getting out or how good it's doing or calibrating it. I don't mess with any of them knobs. Basically turn it on, turn the squelch where I want it. If I'm driving or riding with my husband, sometimes we'll go to a different channel to talk to each other without bothering anybody else. So that's the basics. I'm going to show you the one in the house and talk to my husband a little bit because he knows more than I do and he has a more advanced setup in the house. And we'll talk about some of the lingo because there is a different language that they use on the CB. Some words you might not understand. So this is the antenna that we put up on the house. It's actually a flagpole that we cemented in the ground and then attached the antenna to it. I don't know the proper names for it, but yeah, we just screwed it to the house, and then you see the cable coming off of it going into the house, hooks up to the radio that we have in there. We also have one on our personal vehicles. There's the antenna on the roof. As you can see, there's different ones you can get. You can get roof mounted antennas. Some of them will screw into the mirrors. I know the Kenworth trucks have the antennas on the mirrors. So there's different antennas, external antennas that you can get. I tried putting one on my Freightliner. It did not work on the mirror. You have to have a specific one or have a CB shop wire it up for you. So this is the setup that we have in the house. He just put it together. Still kind of working on it. He ordered this on Washington radio.
Yes, brand new.
We also had, before that we had a Uniden in here. So like I said, there's different ones. Do you have a favorite?
Do I have a favorite? Yeah, but I haven't found it yet. No, basically all of them are, I like all the old ham radios, as they call them, ham. They're not really ham radios, they're just modified CB radios, all they are. One important thing she did not mention in her video, which I'm going to mention to everybody, make sure your SWRs, which is called standing wave ratio, is correct. You don't want any higher than like 1.5 to me, but I mean, whatever. I mean, I've ran clear up to 2.5, but you don't want to do that. Now,
you don't know what that is. How do you know a wave ratio?
It shows it. It's on here. I'll explain that in just a minute, but I'm just letting everybody know that they don't want to. If you ever wonder what your antenna warning light is, that's usually what it is. A lot of radios will tell you.
They have warnings on them?
This one actually transmit off when it gets too high. It will not transmit if it's a high standing wave ratio. What that is how much power is coming back into your radio. And it will blow up a final, what they call finals. It'll blow the radio up. You won't be able to transmit. You're like, why ain't I getting out? Well, that's probably why you're not getting out. This one has it. It's automatic, which is nice. Now, most radios, I'm pushing a button in. See, it says SWR auto. This one does it automatically. And there you go. It's a 1.4. See that?
Why would an SWR get too high?
Numerous things. Now, this one over here shows we're not doing many watts, but same thing. I don't know if, well, no, that's watt meter. Okay, let me change this over. Hold on a minute. Let me stop that. And then we'll go over here. I thought I had it on SWR, but I do not. Shame on me. All right, how you set this is it has SWR set. This is just centimeters. There's your SWR. So what you do, it says adjust set, right? So you go here. That's pretty close. See, it's a set here. That's your SWR. See, it says set. Okay, now we got set. Now you hit SWR right here, which is staying rivers. And that's that same meter. Look, I only got 1 point. It don't move. That's where you want it. But this is also a base station, which it should not move. But it'd be good if your semi had that too.
basic setup, you wouldn't have one of these in your truck.
These meters,
typically.
that's how you check them.
Unless you're more advanced.
Well, that's how you check them. If you run one of these, you'd have one of them in your truck.
If you take it to a shop, though, probably.
Right. I just run this. It's not in line. Every once in a while, I'll hook it up just to have a little fun, but not usually.
You were hoping to be able to talk to me all over the country.
Well, that's what I was kind of hoping for, but no.
Because you'll pick up what they call skip, which you can hear people talking.
And that's what you hear now.
States away.
That's skip. What that is the atmospheric conditions are correct. It's bouncing radio signals off the ionosphere and back down, and you can get quite far. There's somebody way out somewhere.
There was a guy in New Mexico everybody was complaining about.
He was running a bigger one of these. It's just a small one. Ain't nothing even to... There you go. There's somebody talking. See, I don't even run it. There's the power button. It's not hooked up. I can even show you. There's the power button. We'll even put it down here. I don't even have it in line. There you go. Look. See, it's 200 watts right there. We're only doing about 10, 15 watts, something like that. We're not doing many watts, so it's not even working.
You just used to talk to me when I was in town.
Yeah.
You can reach the highway. We're close enough to the
This
highway.
radio does it by itself. This Washington is a wonderful radio. I don't know if anybody ever did a review on them, but I will highly recommend them. A little complicated to figure out because it has this button right here. That it's a menu button. You got to hold it in. And it does all kinds of... I'm not even going to run through all the stuff it does.
Even my radio, I didn't know everything it did.
Yeah, I know. Well, yours does the same thing, but not this dramatic. It's off the same platform. We have another one like hers over there. It's a 980.
That's a Uniden.
Yes, which is sideband. Now, sideband's different. That's a whole new world. We're not going to talk about that. See, there's your protection for your SWR. It will not key if it's over 3, which you don't want. You don't want 3 watts coming back into your radio.
You're getting way more advanced.
I know, right? I'm just down the SWR factor. But anyway, that's why I'm one of them guys that has to know what's going on.
But you have a CB your whole life.
Yes.
Your dad always had one.
Yep, I was raised up with a microphone in my hand, if you will. My dad's been driving truck for forever. So, but anyway, yeah, same thing. We can go back to her truck if you want, and we can explain to that. Most of the trucks do have antennas. Now, the truck she has an internal antenna, which means it's up in her fairing up there. It's up in your sleeper in the spot, I think. Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure that's where they're at. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe somebody can...
But then the older ones, you would have to put your own antenna
Yes,
on.
older ones, we had mirror mounts. I mean, back then they had metal mirrors. Now they got plastic mirrors. There's no ground, and that's your... I tell you, the biggest thing on any of these radios, you want to make sure you got good grounds. I'm telling you, if you don't, you're going to be in trouble. And she was explaining about magnet mounts. I like magnet mounts myself because you don't have to drill holes in your body. They don't get out as well. I know they don't because I've tested it. They don't get out as well as hard mounts. What that means is you drill a hole, you got these other different antennas that actually mount on the vehicle. I was always a big fan of K40s. I don't even know if they're in business anymore. I really don't know if they're out there anymore. Anyway, K40 Magnum, I was a huge fan of that.
Usually use a Wilson, I think.
Well, that's all that's available. That's the only reason I use them. But, I mean, you want a good quality antenna. Most of the people use what they call Monkey Made. There's another one out, I can't remember what they are. Solar Cons, all kinds of different. Anyway, we're not getting into that. It's getting too complicated. And everybody asks me, well, what's the best setup? There's no such thing. Whatever works for you works. There's a guy up in Iowa. It's a really good guy up there. It's Box Builder, Iowa up there. He's a really good guy. I got to take this box and send it to him. If something went wrong, I don't know what I did or how I did it, but it's not right. And I did everything I could. I know what I'm doing. I'm like, what is going on? I don't know if there's a problem with the box or my setup. I really think it's this jumper right here. What this is a jumper wire. It runs between the radio and whatever you run behind it. I got a jumper from this radio to the meters right now because obviously you can't do it without it. But I think something went wrong. I don't know what, but I think something went wrong with this. Or it's too thin, which I don't like running this thin. Anyway, that's personal preference. That's old school talk.
I don't think you can run anything like that in the trucks because
These, I highly recommend not. But you can.
The
But,
inverters won't hold it, right?
well, they will, but these I would highly recommend not running in a truck without. How can I put this? Without prep, because I know guys that's running bigger ones than these in there. This is just a little tiny
But
thing.
they would need a bigger inverter, right?
No, it hooks up to your batteries. See, I'm hooked up to a power supply here. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but over here is a power supply. That's what's running all this stuff. And this is 100 amp. It's out of a mobile. I'm getting tongue tied. Out of a motorhome. Okay, they run these in motorhomes, campers, whatever. You can buy them on Amazon, but you can buy a correct power supply. But I have not done that, so I don't know if that's a problem that took this out. This is not working correctly anymore, and that was my fault. I did something wrong. I don't know what I did, but I did something wrong. So my antenna, you can see it. I checked everywhere. It's where it's supposed to be. So I don't know what happened. Maybe it's just purely Mother Nature. Who knows? All right, we'll pause for the cause. We'll go back out in the truck. What I wanted to mention, she did mention it. The reason why I chose this radio for her in the truck, because like she said, it does have a headset. Now that's nice. The reason why she don't use it, she don't have a stick shift on the floor right here. She don't have to worry about shifting and keying up the mic and all that. What's nice about the Bluetooth, you got a headset. And when you talk on the headset, it actually transmits on the radio. So when you're talking, it automatically, you don't have to grab the microphone to talk. It talks for you. And that's nice if you got a stick and you got other things you're doing. Now, getting back to that, mentioning, I have that little box up there, and I use that for quote unquote emergencies, or every once in a great while. I don't even put it in line, to be honest with you, because apparently I don't know how to run it. Just kidding. Reason why I say that, because there's so many electronics. How many computers do you think's in here?
A lot.
I wouldn't even want to guess. I know there's at least one or two. Now, when you run something like that, you have to have them. How can I put this? Prep, all that stuff. So I would not, me personally, I wouldn't even think about putting one in here. You know, and that's the reason. I mean, it'd be nice because then she could probably get out and talk to other whatever. But for the most part, having a radio in here anyway, nobody hardly ever talks on them, which is crazy to me. Back when I was trucking myself, gosh, what was that, 25 years ago? We used to help each other and talk, and there's a lot more people out there. I'm going to tell you, if you're not talking on that silly thing and getting information out, and if you're not listening on that thing, you're just silly. And the reason why I say that, because, hey, I'm up in Michigan. Would they have a 40 car pileup?
Yeah.
Even down here. We don't have snow down here. We're down in Mississippi, down here, we're in the water. Just kidding. Let's just say we're just in Mississippi. That's all we're going to say. All right? And they had fog. Would they have a 30, 40 car pileup because of the fog? Now, if you were talking on the Rio, you would have stopped before the bridge.
Yeah, you'd know ahead of time.
Yeah, and the bridge went over the water. Now, I can't stress enough. It's about that. I mean, that's what these things are for, is communication. I mean, if you're not going to communicate with each other, why?
Yeah, when I've been sitting on the side of the road, I've had trucks go by and say, "Hey, Creed, are you all right?" Or,
yes. See,
you need anything?
That's what they're for. You know, why people don't want that? It just blows my mind.
They still do it every once in a while, but
yeah,
it's
I know,
not
but it's
as
not
much
like
as
it used to be.
Right,
yes.
not like it used to be.
And I understand there's a lot more foreigners, and I'm not stereotyping, but all means.
They can't speak English.
But right, and there is, and I'm not saying there's anything bad with it. Hey, more power to you. I'm not racist, or
and I mean,
I'm not whatever you want to call it. I'm just telling you, there's just a lot more people out there. And I understand if you don't know what people are saying.
When you get
makes
to
sense, you
bigger
know?
cities, you get more people talking, especially like Chicago or Atlanta. And then
you got more traffic,
it can be entertaining too, because they'll be going back and forth, usually bickering with each other.
Yeah, and they never spread good news. It's always bad news. They always complaining about each other. It cracks me up. I'm like, why don't you talk about something nice? When I go out there, I talk about silly stuff.
So, yeah, they make me laugh sometimes.
Just like a guy the other day, now Mario in the house has a Roger beep, and some guy come on there and is like, what the heck? Why you got that on? Turn it off. And I was joking around, and I said, oh, I don't even know how to turn it off. Anyway, this weird stuff that people say.
Roger beep is a beep after you
Yeah, when you unkey the radio, it makes a beep noise. I mean, if you don't know anything about radios, you would never know about that. But anyway, because that's a sideband radio, and that's why it's there, I'm assuming. But whatever. Just everybody wants to hear them. It's got echo exactly what it means. It echoes your voice. So
A lot of people complain about that.
Yes.
Because it makes it harder to understand the person.
Yes. If you don't have it set up right, yeah, you won't be able to you're like, what did he say? I mean, I've done it a few times. What did he say? And I don't say I'm experienced, but I've had a lot of experience with echo. A lot of truck drivers love to hear them echoes in the radios, especially the big cattle haulers. If he ain't got an echo, if you see a cattle truck and it don't have echo, I don't think he's got much experience.
If I see an older truck or like
Yes.
an older person in a truck,
Yes.
it can almost automatically assume that they have a radio.
Correct, and they're gonna have echo on that radio, almost guarantee it. But I guess the way I look at it, if I had a nice rig like that and I've been out there that many years, I'd have it myself. I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
So-
Another big thing you hear on the radio is they'll tell you, oh, there's a bear on the shoulder.
Oh yeah, the lingo. Yes.
A bear would mean a cop, I guess.
Correct.
That's the way I...
Bear in the air. There's a, and they do have these. Bear in the air means exactly that. There's a police officer in the air.
Yep.
They're doing radar, and I've seen that. And everybody's like, no, they don't.
So that's nice to know, you know.
Yeah, they
to
do.
Pay attention to what you're doing. They'll also say, like, the chicken coop is open or closed.
Correct.
That's nice to know. Check the way stations. So it's nice to know before you get there, so
Well,
you can
if
be
you-
in the right lane.
If you look at it this way, even police officers have their own codes.
Yep.
So that's a truck driver's code, I guess. You know, skateboard, flatbed, portable parking lot. That's a car hauler.
Yep.
Let me see. What's another one? Tanker. Obviously, that's self-explanatory. You got them written
Yeah.
down. Cheater.
Just, that's about it.
Ooh, there's somebody close.
Somebody was talking.
Wow.
Hey, does this sound okay, driver?
And there you go.
It sounds okay?
They'll say, what's your 20?
Yep.
To know where you're
It
at.
sounds good. Where are you
Location.
located? I'm in Pennsylvania, right?
Oh, wow.
There
Pennsylvania.
you go.
That's crazy.
Yes, sir.
That's why I got that little box in the house.
Now,
Might be able to talk back to him, but
a full grown.
I can talk to him back too. Yeah, good copy
Turn
up here.
that
Okay,
down.
got a new microphone.
That's probably louder than you are.
Right?
Full blown or full grown is a DOT.
yes. Yep. Full-grown cop is a DOT cop. What that means is could pull you over. 90% of the time they got scales with them. That's why it's so important to let other people know what they're around, I guess. He does inspections.
They're the
and-
ones that stop the trucks.
Yes, and that's an automatic 3-hour wait.
I always
if he
think,
pulls
like,
you over, woof.
A
he pulls
regular
it.
cop or like a bear, they wouldn't really know what to do with the semi.
Right.
They don't have the
Correct.
knowledge.
Well, they do, but they don't do as much.
Right. And then city kitty, they call them.
That's city cop, right?
Or isn't it like a day cab? Somebody that runs around the town in a day cab? They call them city kitties?
No, I never heard that before.
No?
Maybe somebody can mention in the comments to you about that. And
I guess you could take
I
it
might
either
be
way.
out of the loop. You know what I
You
mean?
could take it either way.
Yeah, I mean I'm out of the loop.
Seat cover, that would be what he is right now.
Yes,
He's
I
sitting
am.
in the passenger
Yeah.
seat.
That's people in your vehicle.
So like if you pass and they'll see a lady in the passenger seat, they might comment, you know, you got a pretty seat cover.
Yeah, people ask me about
I've
that.
had a comment with Spot over there, you know, I like your
Oh,
seat
I'm
cover.
sure you have. Yeah. Yeah, beautiful dog on your passenger side. I've actually seen a couple of them, girls, whatever, driving cars on the road that was naked. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I have seen a couple guys too, and I've been out on the road.
Really?
Yeah.
Lucky dog, you. Man.
But
Did you stop, slow down, and check it
No,
out?
I tried to get
you
away
can't-
from 'em.
You can't do
But-
that. You can't do that. You're driving a
they'll
truck.
call with what I have automatic steering wheel holders now,
Oh yeah,
because you
yeah.
don't have to shift.
Because you don't have a shifter on the floorboard, which hers is an automatic, which I'm grateful. She's not, but I am. I mean, I will tell you, there's some drawbacks with that. I myself is a standard kind of guy. No reason that is there any difference? Sure. Do I think a standard is better than automatic? Sorta. And everybody goes, what do you mean by sorta?
Okay.
Well, I can adjust my shifting points where an automatic is going to do it automatically. I mean, when I go up a hill, sometimes I look at the hill and you can judge, well, maybe I don't need a downshift. Well, her truck will. They don't know how big the hill is. They don't know. And does it save fuel? I don't know. I'm not going to say it does or don't. I don't know if there's a difference or not. I mean, it's hard to tell because you'd have to take two exact identical trucks and make one automatic and one to standard to see if one gets better fuel mileage than the other. If it is, I bet it can't be much. You know, I really believe that.
Getting distracted.
Oh, sorry.
I guess that's about it.
But no, I was just saying
That's
about
all
the
I can really
difference.
think of right now on the CB, but at least now we can be a little more comfortable, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
and,
Well, I just want to mention the point automatic.
No.
I did get sidetracked with the sander.
how important they are, and a lot of people don't get them because they don't know about them. So
And we both wish more people would use them. And I mean, I guess in some aspects, the language out there is getting. And I understand why people don't turn them on, because you hear people cussing and just acting a fool out
Yeah.
there.
like I needed it the one a few weeks ago when I went to the Wilmer terminal in Dallas. I've never been there before,
Okay.
and I had a hard time finding the driveway.
Ah,
And I hollered on the radio if there was a Crete driver that had a radio on, and nobody answered me.
I bet.
So
I bet. I know a lot of people. I mean, I know it's a pain in the butt trying to hook a radio up in a truck, but and I thank God. I mean, goodness, I should say, since I thank God. I'm just glad Crete let you do that. I mean, they got
Yeah.
the stuff in here, and
there is some companies that don't allow them.
yeah.
And I wouldn't.
think
I
that's
wouldn't work for a company that
crazy.
don't, because it's a safety, the tool to help us.
Right, because I mean, police officers have laptops sitting here that they look at. You got a CB, you can talk. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're right. Maybe it distracts you a little bit, but I think it's a good distraction.
Even at the shippers and receivers, you can holler and they'll tell you where the shipping office is, or
Correct.
where the driveway is, or
A lot of people complain if you're not in the right spot.
Yeah.
You'll figure it out in a hurry. What are you doing over there, driver? I don't know. I just thought I'd take the scenic route. Why? Anyway.
so they're very helpful.
Yeah.
You do have to, ignore all the
There is-
garbage.
There is some places that do require you to talk on the radio. I've seen some places. I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but I went to a couple of companies where it says turn to channel 5.
They all have that, but
Oh,
I've
they
never
do?
tried it.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, they all still have a channel. It says
Oh,
you can check in on
okay.
this channel.
Yeah, I always did. I had to.
I've
When
never
you got
tried
there,
it,
you had to.
and I've never heard anybody do it.
Really? Well, probably not nowadays, but I know back when I was
But yeah,
doing it,
they still say that.
I had to. There was no way they wouldn't even talk to you or nothing. I'm like, wow, okay.
Because like I said, there's so many people that don't have them now. So that's why I wanted to do this video.
Yes, and it's a good one. I mean, it talks about different radios and stuff. I mean, if you guys make a comment down below or whatever and want more technical stuff, I
You
can
can ask questions.
We
yeah.
can kind of. I mean,
can try to
if we
help
know the
you.
answer, we'll
Try
say
to
it to
help
you.
you, yeah.
If not, we'll try to direct you to somebody or somewhere that does. So I mean, I can't say much, but anyway.
Thanks for watching. We'll let you go.
Yes, we'll look forward.